Welcome everyone out there in Zoom land or wherever you may be, social media. I am back. It's Coach Sandra, Compassionate Queen of Straight Talk. I am thrilled, as you can see from the little ticker tape, to be welcoming Kali Rose. Kali Rose makes happy life transformation for you. But today I wanted to really connect with Kali. Her real name is Kucic. Connect with her because she's doing something really special. And now with talking to her, I want to go to hello, Kelly. Can you just give us
hello, Sandra.
And a little bit about Kelly Kucic?
Hello. It's so great to be here. Thank you for the opportunity to interview with you. And I'm thrilled to hear that you are excited about this adventure we're talking about this morning.
I titled this Croatian Dream because I never thought about dreaming about going to Croatia. And the beautiful thing is, as we got talking, I hadn't even really remembered where it was. You see, we're here in this North America, South America hemisphere. And then we get maybe over to Europe and Italy. And the rest of it starts to get a little
blurry,
a little fuzzy and gray over there.
That's great. Absolutely.
So I'm going to start because this is a Croatian name. I believe you're Kucic.
Yes, my surname. It's my husband's surname, but yes, you're absolutely right. It is a Croatian name.
So you come by this Croatian dream honestly.
Pretty true. Sort of. I'm hijacking his, but that's okay.
and because it's part of his family heritage, had he not been back to Croatia, or when did he go to Croatia?
Never. Even his father, he comes to his Croatian heritage through his father's line, obviously, with the last name. His father had never been there either. It was the great grandfather. His name was Marko Kucic, who came to the U.S., to Pennsylvania, in turn of the century, 20th century. So the family has been here for several generations. And although they talked about it a lot and were very proud of their Croatian heritage, nobody had been. So
really?
Yeah.
Oh, I guess it's not so different. My great grandpa came from England. And my sister has been there a couple of times now following up genealogy, but I've not. I was there at Heathrow long enough to change planes. That was it.
Yeah, to the airport.
To the airport. Woo-hoo. So you went on your 20th anniversary with your husband.
Yeah.
And what happened?
Yeah, I suppose family is really important to me. Family heritage is important to me. And so yeah, our 20th wedding anniversary, we had never been on a cruise. And so we had this first of all idea that we'd like to do a cruise. And that led me down the path of, wow, wouldn't it be neat if we could discover a little bit more about our heritage as part of that experience? And so we looked at two possibilities. One was my heritage, which is Northern Europe. My family is from Denmark and Ireland and Germany. And so we were looking at a Baltic cruise or potentially a Mediterranean cruise that might include Croatia. And we ended up zeroing in and focusing entirely on Croatia. And I'm so glad we did.
Well, once we got talking about where it was, I went looking for a map.
Yeah, there you go. That looks like Croatia to me. It looks like a crescent roll.
And the Croatian cooking, I imagine, is delicious.
Amazing. Yes, absolutely amazing. Culinary heritage from many different influences. So from Austria, Hungary side, from the Italian side, which is coastal, Turkey.
Because I think if I'm reading this, it's backwards. This is the Adriatic Sea here, isn't it?
Yes,
and
it's showing up
Italy
backwards.
Comes down here. If the map included it, I've been in Italy. I mean, we lived in Germany for 3.5 years. So I did go down to Italy, never thinking about the Adriatic Sea as such sharing. So that whole that whole
There's a
piece
fascinating connection between Italy and Croatia, actually. Venice was a territory, a colony, or whatever we want to call it. They actually had sovereignty over the Croatian coastline for 400 years.
Oh my goodness, Italy
Yes,
did.
so there is a huge Italian Venetian influence in the Dalmatian region of Croatia.
Right. Anyhow, after I saw this, I thought, oh, I never thought of ever going there, but that looks so beautiful. And it's such a long streak, and everything is along. Well, you can move on in here. It seems to me when we get in here, what did I find was the
much more Austrian and Hungarian influence on the eastern side.
Okay, yes,
So
because it borders Slovenia,
yeah.
Hungary. People will be familiar with Hungary, Serbia, and Bosnia. And you said that's all part of the Balkans.
Yes, and was part of the former state of Yugoslavia that broke up in the 90s.
I had always remembered Yugoslavia. Didn't think about it as being all in with, like, I guess I just didn't think because it's just that far enough away that it wasn't there.
Yeah, it was a lost world, I think, to the West for, many, many years because of the Yugoslav influence.
And you, when you got to Croatia, somehow you discovered the island of Brač.
Brač, you got it. Yeah, Brač. So C's often have a ch pronunciation in Croatian. They do have accent marks to indicate that, but we lose them when we bring it over into English, and that makes it really confusing. But yes, you're right. B-R-A-C, and it's Brač.
So I went looking for it, and it's an island that's quite down in the south.
Yes, it's in the southern portion of Croatia. It's part of the region called Dalmatia.
Okay. But it just looks so beautiful. Became part of the EU, you said, in 2013, started using the currency in
2023. Yeah, just last year.
I've got 13 written down.
Well, 13 is right. They became part of the EU in 2013, and they adopted the euro currency last year, 2023.
Right. So I'll have to change my little article there. 2013, both places, we missed it. Anyhow, I'm excited because the reason we're talking today is that you're an astrologer.
I call myself an astrologer, but some people say astrologist too. So I think either would be correct and accurate and appropriate.
And what do you do with your astrology?
I'm a Western modern astrologer, and for me, the real value of astrology is being able to give people another level of self-awareness, insights into who they are at a deeper level, and to help them use that information to create meaning and create purpose and direction for their life. So I've been practicing astrology for about almost 3 years professionally.
Now, there are people who say, all of that stuff is hooey. And other people who say, nah, for me, I always enjoy it. I can never remember it, but I always enjoy having my charts read or anything like that. I think the main thing, no matter what kind of work we're doing, is to not think that's the only be all and end all.
Yeah, I used to think astrology was hooey too, until I really got into it and started to discover that, wow, it really wasn't. And I have been proven right on that over and over and over again. So I am fully converted believer, obviously, since
I guess what I'm saying is for those people who are afraid to go and have their charts read or think it's all hooey, it isn't. You can take it and enjoy it. It doesn't have to be a religion.
Yeah, it's not a religion. No. It isn't a religion at all.
It's, to me, another tool that helps us peel back who we are.
What it tells me is that we are deeply integrated into the fabric of the universe. Yes. And that's the essence of what astrology is able to convey, because what is out there is what is in here. We talk about what is above is also below. And so we reflect the universe, and the universe reflects us.
It's interesting, isn't it? Because I mean, both of us are into the positive intelligence, that whole aspect as well, which is where we do our transformational coaching of all kinds. And
For me,
again,
it's what I
it's
love
an
about
awareness, isn't it?
yeah, but what I love about positive intelligence is that it's so grounded. It really brings these high level, kind of spiritual woo-woo concepts that, maybe are hard to buy into for people down to something that they can understand, attach to, experience in a very earth level, practical, step by step, block by block kind of level. And I really love the marriage of those two.
Right. And I would say that's the magic that I know I can't read my own ticker tape there fast enough. You're the warrior mermaid, transformational coach, getting a happy life magic. So you're able to combine what's out there in the universe that's reflecting back and forth with us with getting grounded inside ourselves.
Yeah, I have those two elements. If we're talking about astrology, I have those two elements very obviously and heavily in my chart, my astrological chart, this very spiritual, wide awareness. And I'm a Taurus, so also very practical, very grounded. All of that stuff to me has to be brought down to a level that we can digest it, that we can do something with it. So
and I'm not only a Capricorn, I'm a triple Capricorn.
And I'm a double Taurus. So
my friend Pauline said, you're the Capricorn beyond the beyond. I get a little opinionated. I guess that's how I came honestly with the compassionate queen of straight talk. It's who I am.
You're a Capricorn for sure. Back to that truth of astrology business.
But that's the fun, isn't it? There's so much to learn from the astrology and the astrological charts, and just recognizing, we don't have to change. It's not giving us our future, but we start to recognize ourselves.
Yeah, it's not about, for me, I mean, different people have different beliefs and wrap different things into it. But for me, astrology is not at all about fate and, that you're predestined to some sort of outcome. What would be the point of life if that were the case? But it's rather showing us the influences and energies that are out there and that are available to us and that can empower us, that, if we understand them, we can use them.
Right. I really like how we can empower. We can use them. So just being aware that everything is energy and how we're going to play with that energy and bring it, and what's natural for us to bring. What's like our magnet? What are we a magnet for?
Right. And when we're aligned with that, we're so much more powerful. That is the right word. I mean, if you're trying to tap into something that you don't have a natural inclination towards, it's a lot harder to work with. So, you have so much that is available to you. Why not? Why not use it?
Well, I want to just pull all of this conversation together, all this magic that's happening in Croatia, the magic that happens by becoming aware and using astrology and mental fitness and health, pull it all together. So you ended up over in Croatia. And how on earth did you end up? Was landing on the island of Brač part of the tour?
Yes. Yeah. So as I said, we did a cruise. What we ended up with was a Croatian yacht cruise, Adriatic yacht cruise. So it was entirely along the coastline of Croatia and, in fact, Dalmatia itself. So we cruised from Split to Dubrovnik and back. I believe it was a round trip. Yes, definitely a round trip. And we stopped on various islands through that excursion. And every single one of them was
that right from top to bottom and that you're talking
Not
about?
Top to bottom, about half of the coastline. So just from kind of the middle, like where you see Brač on that map, that's kind of where we started from, although we were on the mainland. So Split.
Oh, okay. So Brač. Brač is quite low down.
Yes, it is. Yes.
And you went which way, up or down?
We went down the coast.
Oh, okay.
So if you go down to Dubrovnik, it's right on the border with Montenegro.
Yes.
So we almost, if we went any further, we would be out of Croatian water.
Okay, so it was a little piece of Croatia, really.
Yeah, it's a little piece of Croatia. It's a very popular tourist destination. Been well known in Europe for many, many, many years, decades and decades, if not centuries, as a tourist destination. And so, as Westerners, we're just waking up to that. More and more people that I talk to are saying, "Oh, I've heard of Croatia. I've heard it's so beautiful." And yes, it is. And I always respond, "Go see it if you have the chance. It's so amazing." But yes, so Brač was part of our itinerary. We stopped in a little town called Bol, B-O-L, Bol, and it is home to one of the most famous beaches in the world called Zlatni Rat. It usually makes the top 10 on lists of beaches worldwide. Fantastically beautiful. And my husband, he and I, we sat around at, a cafe with a cute little espresso, and wouldn't it be so cool what if we could become dual citizens? What if we could learn to speak Croatian? What if we could move here someday? Wouldn't that be amazing? Playing this little fantasy game, So yes, step by step, that is exactly what has been happening over the last 5 years.
And you went in 2018. I mean, this is beautiful to just get people to understand we can dream, and we don't even know where the dreams are going to come from.
Absolutely.
Just
100%. Absolutely.
2018. Now, what have you done since 2018 is learning to speak
since
Croatian, right?
We started, I started learning how to speak Croatian. I've been learning for about 4 years now, and don't ask me because it is a very hard language and I'm still learning, but I love it. It's fun. It's challenging. And I just keep at it little by little, hacking away. And let's see, we applied for dual citizenship. So we're expecting we probably will get approved this year based on my husband's heritage in the country. We have traveled back and forth many times. Of course, we had COVID, so there was some years there that wasn't real practical. But since 2021, we've been every year, and I've increasingly spent more and more time there. 4 weeks and then 6 weeks. And we really honed in on Brač. We really, truly loved Brač. We like where it's situated. It's convenient. It's very close to an airport and all accessible and lots to do in that area. But also kind of it's away from.
And what did you buy?
Oh, and so that's the latest. Last year, we started talking seriously about acquiring some property, and a piece of land came into our awareness through some friends. Absolutely amazing, beautiful piece of land. It's 7.5 acres of olive groves. Oh, wow. And it has been, the people we're purchasing it from, it's been in their family for at least 200 years. And, yeah. And it has about, at least, I would say 300, 400 olive trees on it. So we are now olive farmers. we just closed on the property about 2 weeks ago, officially. So we are officially Croatia olive growers. I don't know what I'm doing yet.
I'm going to say, if we haven't piqued some interest and curiosity about really why Kelly's here, Kelly Rose, Kelly Kucic, why you're really here, is that you have already held a retreat for women.
Yes.
In Croatia.
Yes.
In this beautiful town of Bol.
Yes. A few years ago, it became clear to me that was really what Croatia was truly about for me, that there was a calling to create something special, something spiritual, a place of transformation for women in this part of the world. And, it's directed at an international audience, but I'm bringing people to what I will tell you is the most beautiful place in the world to experience something truly extraordinary.
And I have done a lot of travel, and I can absolutely vouch for planning your travel trip around some kind of a retreat where you can have that special care, experience something. If you just went traveling, you're not going to experience it the same way. So plan on going to Kelly Rose retreat in September. And that's on for what, 3 or 4 days?
It is a 5-day retreat.
Oh, 5 days.
Yes.
But if you're going, you don't want to go all that way and then just run back. So go 2 or 3 days early and stay another 2 or 3 days after.
Absolutely.
Minimum
There is
10
so much
years.
to see in this
Or
country,
10
in
years.
this part
Yeah,
of the
you
world.
can see where my brain is. A minimum 10 days.
Yeah, yeah, I totally agree. I mean, you know, if you're going to make the trip over there, make it something really spectacular. And I can give you tons of recommendations. I've traveled quite a bit in Croatia, so I am more than happy to let you know where else you have to go.
So when you share this video and this interview out, you will be putting in your retreat
Yes,
information
absolutely.
so they can
You
see
can
where it would be and how it would
check
look.
the comments. I'll always post the retreat link there with all of the very detailed information about what we're doing, where we're doing it, what the experience is going to be like. We have a fantastic resort booked. They have 1.2 kilometers of beach access. They're right on the sea. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous property. I'm so lucky, so blessed. I actually met the owner through friends of mine, and that is how we came to use that space for the retreat, and it's magnificent.
Very likely, if they're reserving it on the little on the earlier side, they'd be able to arrive at that same retreat, same.
Oh yes, yes, absolutely. You
If they
can
wanted
extend
to, you know,
the.
or they might want to travel around in the northern part and
Mhm.
see. So you could do however you wanted. And if you just
Absolutely,
wanted to
yes.
chill afterwards, you could do all your activity first, come to the retreat to be transformed, and then just stay.
Stay and, you know, keep soaking up all of the sun, all of the wonderful, peaceful island lifestyle energy that exists over there. They've got a phrase in Croatian. It's pomalo I fiaka, and it essentially translates to rest. And you know, I would say, in fact, it's slow down, rest, enjoy your life. And it's such a beautiful way of being in the world. And it's, I think, at least for US people, very different from how we go about our lives generally. So
And
I
of
have
course,
learned
I'm in
so much
Canada, so Canadians
from
would be
them.
looking there just to get out of the cold for a change.
That too.
Although
You will get out
September,
of
we're not into the cold yet, but
yes, it is nice and warm there.
now what's going to happen at the retreat?
So
Why
this
would I go to the retreat? I'm in Croatia.
for sure. We always
No-brainer.
yeah. So the retreat is called Her Power, Vision and Purpose in the Magic of Croatia, and it is designed for midlife women. I'm a midlife woman, so that's really where I resonate, and you know what I understand. I personally have been through a beautiful awakening process, and that's what I want to help support, guide, assist other women through that process of stepping out of mediocrity, boredom, confusion, lost, stuck, all those frustrated feelings. I have been there. I know what that looks like, feels like. And it is my mission, my purpose in life at this point, to help other people to make that transformation. And that's what this retreat is all about. So we're helping you to profoundly connect with your inner wisdom, to bring forth clarity, a vivid vision for what your future could be. How you can build something amazing out of your personal values instead of just continuing down that track of
Of what
mediocrity,
others expect.
boredom.
We you know, we live in this world of expectations. We expect when we go to the grocery store, there's going to be all this stuff. We expect when we go to a meeting that it's going to be organized. We expect, but you know, sometimes we expect everything and it doesn't work that way. And then what do we do with it?
Yeah, and travel, I think, is so fantastic to shake you up and get you out of your comfort zone a little bit. Croatia is not a scary place. It's a very safe country. It's a beautiful country. You won't feel uncomfortable in that sense, but you're going to experience new things. And that's always just a great stimulus for empowerment, for perspective shift, for changing your view about the world and about yourself. And that's the reason to do this kind of international retreat. You're going to accomplish so much more in this 5 days of focus than you will in months, if not years, in your home environment where everything is competing and yeah, and yeah, and it you get derailed all the time. I mean, I know that from personal experience. The biggest breakthroughs I've had in my life have truly happened in Croatia, honestly. So
Oh,
absolutely. I mean, it's a place where you can get into a different part of your mind and who you are, and you can tap into something that maybe you didn't have any awareness of within yourself before.
I know. To me, we can read about it in the books, but until we travel and mix with the people, I've not.
Totally different.
Yeah, it's so transformational, period. We lived in Europe with the military for 3.5 years, had my son there, and I've kind of done the Europe thing. And that's years ago. And I know people would say, oh, yes, but it's so exciting. But, I've been to South America. I've been to Honduras and Haiti, in with the gangs, over to Uganda, living in their homes. To me, I've been to India and China as well. Those were tours and trips, and those are important too. But where I really got right into the living was being with the people. And when you go to a retreat like this, you're right in. When you go to the coffee shops, don't worry about going with people, talk to the people at next table. You'll hear somebody that I imagine they speak some English there as well.
Yes, actually, Croatia, English is their second language, and most people do speak English. They teach it in school starting from 6 years old. So, yeah, you don't have any difficulty navigating and
That's
finding your
important.
way over
That's
there.
really important to know,
Mhm.
because riding around on the buses and the whatever the transportation is in any of those countries I've been to has just been the biggest joy, where you start laughing and you don't even know who they are, and we're all in hoots because they see
And
this.
plus your fellow travelers, your fellow retreat participants, and your hosts, all of us are going to bond in such a fantastic way. New lifelong friends, guaranteed. This is, you're having this extraordinary experience and adventure together, and you're opening yourself to bring in other purpose-driven, heart-centered, beautiful women. And who doesn't need more of those in their life?
So this is all women. Now I'm just going to ask you or suggest that you might want to collect up your girlfriends and maybe 2 or 3 or 4 of you go together. That would be a blast.
Right? Then you have your posse and your tribe, and you get to make it bigger.
Right.
But if you
Or
don't have
me, I
girlfriends,
have no trouble going alone. Although I found when I did go alone, most people had gone at least in pairs. So there weren't that many single people, which meant I kind of like to have somebody that is
and
on the
one thing I
track.
would like to point out too is we will be hosting some online event sessions prior to the retreat. So if you do have a situation where you're going to end up coming on your own, don't worry, you will know everybody. By the time we go, you'll have had a chance to meet us, to meet your fellow participants, and to feel comfortable, and you're traveling with people who are not complete strangers.
So here's my other question for those women who would say, but I'd like my husband to go as well. He wouldn't be in the retreat, but will there be women who bring their husbands and the men go off and do something, or is there anything for the men?
Yeah, I mean, it's possible that you could do it that way. Of course, it does change the dynamic for you, just in terms of, you're going to be a little bit more distracted and a little bit less able to stay within your own space without any outside influence. I mean, when we're in families, there's a lot of dynamics that are going on there. So ideally, if you can do this part of the trip on your own and just have total focus on yourself.
Oh, I
on
didn't mean for
yourself.
the men to be right there. I meant that, yeah, when you're in retreat, you just want to be in retreat. You don't want to
Yeah,
worry
you don't want to
about.
go back to your hotel room and there's expectations from your man about, you know, you need to do this or that.
Yeah.
And I mean, come on, we just know inevitably that's the expectations that face us as wives and girlfriends and partners.
Mhm.
And it's really hard for our men to step out of that role. So if they can be elsewhere, I would say absolutely, you know, bring them, let them do a week on their own or a week with
That's
the
what I was
dudes,
thinking. If your
right? And
husband is there, they could go off.
go have some fun while the girls do their girl thing. That would be the ideal way. And yeah, last year I had retreat participants. I had that traveled with other people. I had some sisters that came together to the retreat. That was lovely. It was beautiful. It was a wonderful experience for them. I also had a participant whose partner came and joined her after the retreat, and then they toured for another, I think, 10 days or something
Mhm.
in Croatia as a couple.
I think that would
So
be the ideal.
that's the ideal way.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
after, not versus before.
Yeah.
I
Mhm.
mean, that's from my own personal experience because I've done a lot of retreats myself and I've traveled a lot.
And
And
I know there's sometimes pushback from families like, you know, you can't go and do this and leave us behind. You know, vacation is a family thing. But I absolutely guarantee you, your family will thank you because you will come away from the retreat a different person with so much refreshment, so much more inner peace, inner tranquility, so much more to
and an
give to the.
opened mind that's not
Yeah.
much.
Yeah, they will notice, you know, you're different, and they will be glad you did it. Absolutely.
Oh my, I'm just going to check my notes here. I think we've not only covered it, we've probably gone a lot further as well.
We've
This is
overcovered
beautiful.
it.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, I could talk about this stuff all day. I mean, this is just who I am in the world and who, you know, the message and the intentions that I want to bring. So, and if you want to know more about the retreat, I say go visit the website, check in the comments, you'll see the link. I think we have
And will you
tons
have
of
a
info on
Facebook page that's just the Facebook page of Croatia Retreat?
that. I have an actual website.
A website, okay.
Mhm.
So people can go in there and see it, and then they can
Yeah.
see what the pricing will be and what they would have to plan for. And
Exactly. Yep. All of the pricing is there, all of the down to the little nitty-gritty details of how do you get here, what airport are you going to land at, how are you going to get transportation to the site. All of that stuff is covered. It's very in depth
it's in
as well as.
September, so you have time from now, May,
Yeah. Yeah.
June, July, August. You've got 3 months to plan. Just put your vacation money aside.
Yes, yes. And I mean, remember that retreats are so much more than a vacation. I mean, I think they're everything that we truly seek in a vacation, but oftentimes we don't really get it because we come home from our vacation and feel like we just ran a marathon and we need a vacation from our vacation.
That's right.
The retreat is actually the opportunity to get the vacation in the vacation.
That's a beautiful ending right there. I think that is beautiful. Get the vacation in the vacation. Kelly, thank you so much for taking time.
Yeah.
I hope that how many people are you expecting? How many can you accommodate?
So yeah, maximum that we're going to do is 24. And by the way, I am one of four. This retreat is my brainchild, but I have brought in 3 co-hosts this year who are fantastic, dynamic, amazingly beautiful women that have incredible skill sets and experiences that they bring to the picture as well. So with 4 of us, guiding and leading the group, you will have a very intimate experience and a very one-on-one and hands-on kind of experience.
Beautiful. Beautiful. I'm just going to Croatia retreat. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Sandra. It was wonderful to share with you.
And we'll just end here as soon as I find my end stream. And watch for your webpage. Take care, Kelly.